Today, we're going to hit a little bit more on identity. We're going to talk about what you are. You are an eternal being. You're already immortal. You're not going to die. There is a part of you, a facet of yourself that will disintegrate once you transition, once you pass on to the next phase and the final phase of your life, but you will not die. But the reason I need you to understand that you are eternal is because I need you to understand your purpose is most of the time not going to be conceivable to those around you. At the moment, it becomes understandable to yourself. I need you to work extremely hard not to let the energies and the people around you dilute your purpose, dilute your identity. Because once that happens, you start to morph into something you were never created to be. You start to morph into something astronomically less powerful than what you were purposed to be. So I need you to be okay and comfortable with being about anywhere between 10 to 30 years ahead of the people around you. Your purpose is always divinely timed, no matter what it is. If you are trying to make your gifts or your purpose relevant at the wrong time or to the wrong crowd or to the wrong generation, you're going to be discouraged. This does not mean you wait for the right time to vet your gifts. Keep vetting your gifts, but I'm dealing with your mental right now. I want you to understand what's happening. You are not being rejected by who is meant to receive your gift. You're being rejected by who's meant to miss it. Believe it or not, there are people meant to miss your gift. There are people meant to miss your presence. There are people meant to miss an opportunity to have an intimate relationship with you, a friendship with you, a marriage with you. There are people meant to miss those things. So if you're in an environment and people aren't really understanding or getting you, don't allow that to affect the way you think about yourself. Because I want you to also understand what you're saying when you expect people to understand you. You're saying that you're understandable. That devalues you. That depreciates you. That is so far from the truth. You are full of things to be feared and full of wonder. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. You shouldn't be understandable to a foreign land and a foreign people with a foreign foggy mindset. If they understand you, there's something actually wrong with you. That's an indicator that maybe you're operating in falsehood. Anyone operating in authenticity is not going to be understood, nor will they be accepted by the majority and by the masses. It doesn't make it feel better. It's gonna hurt. Humans want to be understood and they want to be accepted, but that's not the plan for your life. Your plan is not to be understood and it's not to be accepted. It's to fulfill the purpose for which you were born to fulfill. That's it. Lack of notoriety. Most of your great scientists, most of your teachers, most of the great philosophers, when they were spewing these, we think they're genius. But in their time that they started to spew philosophy and revelation, they were rejected. They were called cuckoo. They were called crazy. But now the generation with the capacity to receive what they were saying recognizes that no, they were actually more sensible than majority of people we know. I say this to say, whoever's out there struggling to continue your gift, to continue what has been placed inside of you, whether that was poetry, whether that was singing, whether it's architecture, design, healing, natural remedy, and natural healing, keep going. People who are supposed to see you are seeing you. Be okay with dying, not being known, not being understood. Because when you go to your final phase of life, all will be revealed to all. I promise. Everybody that didn't understand you, they will know who you are and what you were. So keep encountering. If you get discouraged, take a moment, breathe it out, and continue in your purpose because you are needed. All of what you have to offer is needed. You just make sure that what you're offering is in alignment with the one who sent you here to offer it. Don't offer things without your creator. Don't create things without your creator. Don't partake in things without your creator. You were sent here for a very special purpose. And this isn't me fluffing you up. This isn't me flattering you. This is me telling you the truth about who and what you are. Don't expect something from this world that they don't have. They don't have the capacity to understand you. So don't expect to be understood. Most people don't even have the capacity to truly love you. you, so don't expect to be loved. People are hurting. People need healing. They need people who possess a radical love, a radical, decisive mental attitude. Make a decision. Don't measure data and make your decision based off of that. Decide. Don't base your decisions off of how the world makes you feel. Decide that you're going to be who the Creator made you to be, because that's who the world needs. And don't do it for the world, because I get it. You don't like the world. You're mad at the world. You're like, to heck with the world, to hell with the world even. And it's headed there. So no worries. There's no reason to say that, because it's headed there. But there are those who are caught in the crossfires of the falsehood of this world and the true purpose and promise of why we were created. Those are the ones you do it for. Sometimes you're doing things for generations that aren't even born yet. Do it for the future. You are futuristic. And that is why you are unrecognizable today, because you are futuristic. If you are eternal being, that means just because your eternal being was put in a terminal coat does not change the fact that you're eternal. So your eternal Creator can ignite things inside of you that defy the times, defy the reasonings and the logic of these times, because your Creator has ignited something meant for the future. Sometimes your Creator can ignite things that have been lost from the past. So a lot of times you'll come across as very old fashioned or ancient or old spirited. All of those things are purposeful. They're not an accident. You are not an accident, and you weren't born in the wrong time. You're right where you need to be. You're doing what you need to do. You're saying what you need to say. And you're operating in the capacity you're supposed to operate in. So I just want to get on here and encourage you not to measure your success, not to measure your purpose, not to measure your value based on the common capacity, because the common capacity, you all, is very, very small. Very small. The common capacity isn't even that of a mustard seed. That's the common capacity. That means that is the majority capacity of people. So if you walk around with that in your mind and you remind yourself of that, you'll be less prone to fall into depression, to fall into withdrawal, to fall into feeling like everything's pointless. I mean, even Solomon got to that point at one time. It's like, life is pointless. Everything's pointless. It goes here, it goes there, and it's purposeful. It's not pointless. So I wanted to get on here and just remind you of that. And yes, I'm reminding you of that because the Creator reminds me of that all the time. There are many times I feel maybe I should just be quiet because what I'm saying is either confusing, it's not really going to help anybody. That's a lie. Don't believe that. You are helping. Let me tell you something else. Don't look for big crowds. If you were born to help one person and you end up helping that one person, you fulfilled your duty and you will receive a well done. Your well done isn't based on quantity. It's based on quality. So make sure whatever you're doing, do it unto the Lord. Whatever you're doing, do it with your whole heart, your whole mind, your whole soul. When you wake up and you don't really feel like it, do it anyway. When those thoughts, start to come and doubt starts to come in your mind and you start to feel discouraged, do it anyway. Consistency is the only thing between you and the manifestation of appreciation of you. Consistency. If you're not consistent, you never get to the point possibly seeing people appreciate what it is that you're offering. Don't despise small beginnings. Don't use the world's measurements to measure the special gifts you have inside of you. Everybody's gifted. Everybody's been given something that's a gift. And your gifts don't always look like what is given a platform. You may have the gift of fishing. You may have the gift of fatherhood, motherhood. You may have the gift of sisterhood. You may have the gift of being an aunt or an uncle. And I'm not talking about blood uncle or blood aunt. Everybody that runs into you just may feel like you're family to them. You may have the gift of being a safe place for people. You may have the gift of listening. You may have the gift of a smile. There are people in this world, it's almost like magic. It's a bit scary, but all they have to do is smile at you, look at you, and your world is all right for a few minutes. You may have that gift. If you have that gift, use that gift. And don't look for recognition and don't try to figure it out. Don't try to understand. It's your gift. Gifts aren't always understood. It didn't come from you. See, if it was a talent, you'd be able to understand it because you taught yourself to be something. But the Creator has gifted us, and we have superpowers that come in very unique ways. You'd be surprised. And all of them don't make money. All of them don't make platforms. All of them don't make fans. Some of them silently save lives, quietly save lives, privately save lives. So don't run from those gifts just because those gifts don't receive notoriety. Your notoriety is coming in phase 3 of your life. Your reward is coming in phase 3 of your life. Don't despise gifts that don't manifest human appreciation right off the bat or ever. I will never know all of the lives I have touched, but I know I've touched more lives than I can count. I know I've touched more lives than I'll ever know, I'll ever understand, and I'll ever grasp. I'll give you this example and then I'll get off. I recently stayed at a place, a hotel. A young woman was working at this place. Her name was Miracle. She knew me right off the bat and she started talking to me about things that I used to do, what had been helping her. She talked to me about music. She showed me on her phone. She had access to all of my music that I had ever put out. And I told her about Ace Place, and she had no idea about Ace Place. And she signed up that evening and she said, I journal to your music. Now, I don't know if you guys journal. Journaling is a sacred thing. So if somebody's journaling to your music, that's special, because a journal is where people put what they ain't gonna tell nobody else. Even if they tell everybody else, they're gonna write it in a way in the journal that is so authentic, so raw. And for my music to accompany her in such a sacred space, and I was like, what? And because I understood the gravity of journaling, of having your music journaled to, because I am a journaler myself, I was floored. I was like, of all the music out there, you journal to my music? Because I journal, and I journal to somebody else's music too. And I told her about the new music on Ace Place, and she said, I'm signing up right now. And she did. And she's just having a ball over there at Ace Place with all my books, all my music. What was so special about this encounter was that I told her, I said, I had kind of slowed down on producing music, books, and speaking, because I really felt like when I look at today's world and what people seem to like, I don't fit that category. And it wasn't an insecurity. It was just I don't want to push anything down people's throats that they're not wanting. She said, actually, we need you. Who you are now, because I also told her, I was like, I'm not who I once was. I'm completely different. She said, we need the you that you are now for the day that we're in now. I need you. And I'm not the only one. And her name was Miracle. And when she told me that, I was like, how selfish have I been? Wrong have I been to try and measure my need against what I'm seeing? If anything, that should have made me realize that yes, people do need me. Because a lot of people, what you don't realize is a lot of people accept the culture they're in and accept the negative things of the culture that they're in because that's all that's available. What other choices do they have? Do what the Creator has called you to do. There's a couple, Promise View Acres, Life on Promise View Acres. They're on YouTube. Go and follow that couple. You will be so blessed by being able to sometimes live vicariously through them. But they inspired me as well to get on here and make just a couple videos. I still want you to go to aceplace.com because that's where most of the informational videos are. But every now and then I'll get on YouTube and I'll do a word of encouragement or something. People need you, and they don't need a perfected version of you or a polished version of you. So don't wait on that either, because you're never gonna get that. They need who and what you are right now. Also, witnessing your growth is special as well. And most people don't have the capacity for your growth, but some people are gonna be growing right along with you. Go ahead and go to www.aceplace.com. Start your journey. I love you.